Now, compared with the founding period of the People's Republic of China, the military power of the Chinese Navy can be said to be a world of difference. But what needs to be known is that whether it is in the Trinity nuclear strike system or the Naval Conventional Tactical System, the strategic nuclear submarine is one. The key carrier. Although China's research and development in this area has indeed achieved some considerable results in recent decades, there is still a gap compared with those of the US nuclear submarines. However, if the 096 strategic nuclear submarine can be successfully entered into service this year, the gap will soon be wiped out. Moreover, what makes people happy is that all kinds of information show that the 096 strategic nuclear submarine will be available soon. A submarine arms race is intensifying as China embarks on production of a new generation of nuclear-armed submarines that for the first time are expected to pose a challenge to growing US and Allied efforts to track them. Analysts and regional defense attaches say evidence is mounting that China is on track to have its Type 096 ballistic missile submarine operational before the end of the decade, with breakthroughs in its quietness aided in part by Russian technology. The paper notes that the Type 096 submarine will compare to state-of-the-art Russian submarines in terms of stealth, sensors and weapons. The vessel is likely to be significantly larger than the Type 094, allowing it to contain an internal raft mounted on complex rubber supports to dampen engine noise and other sounds, similar to Russian designs. The research also details potential breakthroughs in specific areas, including pump jet propulsion and internal quieting devices, based on imitative innovation of Russian technology. Neither the Russian nor the Chinese defense ministries responded to Reuters' requests for comment. It contains satellite imagery taken in November at China's new Huludao shipyard showing pressure hull sections for a large submarine being worked up. That puts construction on schedule to have the boats operational by 2030, the timeline stated in the Pentagon's annual reports on China's military. China has built a large dock. The new dock is located near the Bohai shipyard, where all nuclear submarines in China originate. The dock and related equipment are currently under construction, but the construction of the dock has been going on for some time. In fact, Google satellites will expose some Chinese military equipment from time to time. From the exposed pictures, we can see that the length of the submarine's hull about 30 to 32 meters, about 11 to 12 meters wide. So, is the Type 096 nuclear submarine really coming out soon? The commercial satellite image obtained from Google Maps clearly shows that China's new generation of nuclear submarines may have already appeared. In recent years, China's industrial production capacity has risen sharply, which also makes China now master the technology of making larger diameter boat hulls, and then contact the previous test-fired Zhejiang 3 submarine-launched missiles. Obviously, this shows that China has not only mastered these two technologies, but has also developed these two technologies to maturity, and is fully capable of building a third-generation strategic nuclear submarine, that is, the big guys often say 096 type strategic nuclear submarine. All kinds of information have been told to the outside world that the day when the Type 096 nuclear submarine meets everyone is really not far away. It is believed that after China has 4 to 6 Type 096 strategic nuclear submarines, it has the capability of global deployment. Then China does not need to worry about the enemy's attack, no matter where the enemy is on the Earth. There is no doubt that the emergence of 096 will bring China's underwater comprehensive strategic strike capability to a new level. The Zhejiang 3 missile is expected to be deeply integrated with the 096 strategic nuclear submarine in 2025. The range of the Zhejiang 3 submarine launch missile is capable of reaching the United States. After the Type 096 strategic nuclear submarine is loaded with Zhejiang 3, its range will surely cover the entire Washington. Vasily Kashin, a Moscow-based Chinese military scholar at HSE University, said it was possible Chinese engineers had made the breakthroughs described in the report. Although China most likely obtained some key Russian technology in the 1990s after the breakup of the Soviet Union. Kashin said, there was no known sharing agreement between Beijing and Moscow outside of a 2010 nuclear reactor agreement. He said China may have made progress via adaptations of Russian designs and through other sources, including espionage, but it is unlikely they have the newest generation Russian systems. Singapore-based defense scholar Colin Koh said the research opened a window on discrete research projects to improve China's SSBNs as well as boosting its anti-submarine warfare capabilities. They know they are behind the curve, so they are trying to play catch-up in terms of quieting and propulsion, said Koh, of Singapore's S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies. The Type 096s are going to be a nightmare, said retired submariner and naval technical intelligence analyst Christopher Carlson, one of the researchers. They are going to be very, very hard to detect. It said that jump-in capabilities would have profound implications for the US and its Indo-Pacific allies. Carlson told Reuters he did not believe China had obtained Russia's crown jewels. Its very latest technology, but would be producing a submarine stealthy enough to compare to Moscow's improved Akula boats. We have a hard time finding and tracking the improved Akulas as it is, Carlson said. Carlson said he believed China's strategists would, like Russia, keep SSBNs within protective bastions close to its coasts, utilizing recently fortified holdings in the disputed South China Sea. The prospect of advanced SSBNs will significantly complicate an already intense subsurface surveillance battle. In an echo of the Cold War-era effort to hunt for Soviet boomers. The discrete effort to track China's nuclear-powered and armed ballistic missile submarines, known as SSBNs, is one of the core drivers of increased deployments and contingency planning by the US Navy and other militaries across the Indo-Pacific region. That drive is expected to intensify when Type 096s enter service. In recent years, China's industrial production capacity has risen sharply, which also makes China now master the technology of making larger diameter boat hulls. All kinds of information have been told to the outside world that the day when the Type 096 nuclear submarine meets everyone is really not far away. After the Type 096 strategic nuclear submarine is loaded with Jilang 3. Its range will surely cover the entire Washington.